If you've built a lead generation or e-commerce website, you've probably experienced this. You've built a website and are finally happy with the result you've got. You started sending traffic to your website and expect to get sales or conversions, but there is nothing. Lots of visitors are coming to see your website, but no one converts. It's frustrating, right? I'm Vitaly and I run Nichehacks.com, where we provide tons of free information about money making and marketing. And in today's video, which is part of the affiliate marketing hacks, I'm going to teach you what to do to make your visitors stay on your website. Interested? Keep watching. Before we get started, I would like to ask you to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you didn't subscribe yet. Here we share lots of free marketing hacks and tips that are going to help you to reach your goals much faster. Okay, let's get started. First, I want to go over the 6 main reasons why users leave your website. First, they don't see what they're expected. Second, they leave your website because it's not usable. Third, they suspect that you are not genuine. Fourth, visitors leave your websites when you fail to present a good impression. Fifth, they are not ready to take action. And sixth, they leave your website when they don't know what to do. I want to share some interesting facts, some that you perhaps aren't aware of. Fact number 1, you have less than 8 seconds to make a good first impression. And after 8 seconds, if you have failed at making the right impression, the majority of visitors leave. Fact number 2, about 96% of visitors who visit your website are not ready to buy right away. Fact number 3, product videos can increase conversions by 144%. Fact number 4, a 1 second delay in your speed can result in 7% drop in conversion rate. And fact number 5, A/B tests help companies succeed and win their competitors. These are solid facts and they are very common. Every new marketer faces them and has to deal with them. You can't go around them. I'm going to talk about each of the 6 main reasons why users leave your website and how to fix it. I will share hacks and tips based on my 11 years of affiliate marketing experience. Okay, reason number 1. Visitors leave your website because they don't see what they expect. This is the main reason, but let me talk about the 3 sub-reasons and how to address them. First, you may fail at good messaging. Perhaps your headline is weak and the message on the landing page is not interesting. New visitors don't spend too much time researching. No one has time these days if they don't find the content interesting. All you have is under 10 seconds to attract a visitor. And the first thing your users do is read your headline. I've made a video about headlines and how to write them. If you haven't watched that video, I encourage you to go and check it out. It's called 4 hacks on how to write a high converting headline. Second, visitors are leaving your website because you're failing at sending the right visitors to your website. Perhaps your targeting is off, of course, if you're running ads. You need to experiment with ads and make sure that you're targeting the right demographics. And third, information on your landing page might be irrelevant because you're not talking about what they're looking for, but about something else. You sell one product, one solution, but showing something else. Make sure that the message or the information on your landing page is relevant. This includes everything from the headline to text to images to even your videos. Every single piece of content that you have on your landing page has to be relevant. In my video 10 hacks on how to increase conversion rate by 120%, I talk about how to make your web page relevant. Reason number 2, they leave your website when it's not usable. First, the biggest reason why your website would not be usable is that it's possibly not optimized for mobile. Did you know that in 2016, mobile traffic outgrew desktop and is still gaining more and more traffic since then? Despite this, lots of websites are still not optimized for mobile access. And for this reason, those websites are lacking in conversion. It's important to have at least a mobile optimized website. It's even better to have a mobile version, a version of the website that was built from scratch for mobile. Check your Google Analytics, and if you have more than half of the traffic coming from mobile, then it's a smart choice to invest in a mobile version. The second thing, as to why your website is not usable, is that it loads for more than 10 seconds. As I said, everyone has a time deficit, and people are not ready to wait for 10 plus seconds until your web page loads. 10 years ago, when the internet was much slower and the sites were not optimized, it was fine. But now your website has to load quickly, under 5 seconds or even under 3 seconds. Amazon started making 1.6 billion more in revenue by just improving their website speed by 1 second. This is Amazon, a major and huge brand that everyone knows. Now you understand why speed is important. And I'm sure 1 second will affect your unknown website by a bigger percentage than it affected Amazon. Another reason why your website might not be useful for a user is because it's outdated and has a bad design with not usable interface. Not everything that looks good is actually good. A great design is not a good-looking design, but a purposeful design. If the design of the web page doesn't help the client to get what they need and faster, if the design is not guiding your visitor to the goal of your web page, then it's a bad design. You can test your design on people you know. Let them visit your website and just observe what they will do. It will help you if they will explain what they see, what they understand, and what they're doing. You will figure out that the people are not using your website the way you want them to. To fix this, you would need to make several hypotheses and run many A/B tests. Reason number 3, visitors leave your website if they suspect you're not genuine. This happens not just with those who are new or using spammy techniques, but also with those who are truly genuine. Why? First, this happens because of the lack of social proof. Some websites or brands don't have it, and many who do have social proof don't use it, or they don't use it the right way. If you don't have the social proof, get it. A great way of getting social proof is to get some press. You can try to get some publications through press releases. Another way is to do guest posting. Write a great piece on something related to what you sell and mention your website's name or URL in that guest post. Use those logos on your website as a social proof. Second, you don't have the testimonies. Again, when you just start, you have to sell without testimonies, at least in the very beginning. But there is a hack on how you can get those testimonies. First, you can get testimonies using your circle or friends and family. Sell your product or give it away for free and let them write a review in a video format. Of course, it's much better than text. Another way is to send your product to small Instagram influencers and ask them to make a video review in exchange for your product. Use those reviews on your website in the testimonies section. They will help you to keep your visitors and to convert them. And third, visitors might think you're not genuine because you use spam-like language. Perhaps it sounds too salesy. Maybe you're just pushing it too much. What works in 2020 is when you're not trying to hard sell your product, but focus on delivering value to the client without asking them to make a purchase right away. So I recommend not to use that spammy and salesy language. Focus on providing value first and then sell. As Gary Vaynerchuk says in his book, Job, 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 Hook, deliver lots of value first and only then ask. This is a great long-term strategy. Don't try to make all the money you can right now. This approach worked a while ago, but doesn't work now. Reason number 4, visitors leave your site when you fail to present a good impression. The first impression is based on a variety of things. Sometimes we don't know why we made the impression we made. Either it's good or bad. But we know some of the things that affect that impression, in a good or in a bad way. The first thing why your visitor may have a bad impression or the wrong impression is because your webpage looks too confusing and cluttered. Here's a great example. I know this is overkill, but this is just to give you an idea. When you land on a website that has too many elements such as ads and other random elements, usually you get a bad impression. You leave right away because you don't want to waste time trying to figure out what to do. Second, you might not be doing a good job of explaining the benefits of your product, which might not be clear or may be missing from your site. When someone lands on the page, most likely they're there for a reason. They're looking for a solution. If you sell products or provide services, most likely that client is looking for that product or service, right? So you need to do a great job by explaining why they should choose your product or service and not someone else's. This might be a physical product or digital or service, it doesn't matter. What are the reasons why your visitor would choose your product and not your competitors? I would spend a lot of time thinking and brainstorming and of course testing to find out which headline and description has the highest conversion rate over others. The third reason why your site may fail to make the right impression is because you're asking too much right away. I'll give you a scenario from real life. Imagine you're going to check the new local gym that just opened up. At the reception desk, you ask them how much is the membership, and they shocked you out and said that it's going to be $300 per month, and they need 1 year commitment. You would leave, right? Most of the visitors would leave without learning more about why they're so expensive. Perhaps they have the best trainers and provide much more higher value than they cost or than another gym, but they will lose most of their visitors because of the price, because of that shocking experience. They would need to use a different tactic, perhaps a free 1-month trial. That tactic might work for them and help them to convert more clients. Sometimes it's not the price that shocked them. You may do lead generation and the first thing you ask is their phone number. Or maybe the first thing you ask is to schedule a demo or a call right away. This will scare your users off. Reason number 5, they leave your website when they're not ready to make an action. Remember fact number 2 that I mentioned in the beginning of this video? 96% of visitors who visit your website are not ready to make a purchase. They might not have a credit card handy or haven't made a decision yet. This is one of the big reasons why people are leaving your website. They might read about the product or services you're offering, but will leave because they're not ready now. What do you do with these visitors? And what can you do? The first thing why many fail is that they don't do anything to convert their visitors to something else. Perhaps you sell physical products and your conversion rate is 3%, which is typical for e-commerce. Even if you're profitable, you need to do everything you can to capture some sort of information about that client. One thing you can get from that client is email, and you can get it using lead magnets. Give something away for free. Any piece of information that will help your potential client in exchange for their email. Then using email automation, you will bring those clients back, and after providing a good value, as Gary Vaynerchuk explains in his book, then you will convert those clients or those visitors into clients. Second, you might not do anything to stop your visitors from leaving the website. There are great software options that can help website owners to create additional barriers, which will help to keep some of the visitors who are leaving. These things are pop-ups and chats. When your visitors wants to leave, technology will understand this and show them a pop-up or enables a chat with your support agent. In a pop-up, you should have irresistible offer, something that will have a high conversion rate. Offer them value in exchange for their email, or maybe a huge discount if you have a big margin and can allow to offer those big discounts. And third thing is, most small brands don't actively use retargeting. This is a great way to bring your visitors back. You've spent lots of money to get them on the site, and it's much more expensive to get them on your website in the first place than to bring them back using retargeting. Some marketers say it takes around 7 touches on average to convert your visitor into a client. Clients need to interact with your brand 7 or up to 7 times through an email or ad, mention on social media, and etc. Only then that visitor may decide to purchase your product. Use all these techniques all together to build relationship with your clients. Provide lots of value and only then convert. And finally, number 6, they leave your website when they don't know what to do. This might make no sense to some of us, but this is true. Visitors come to the site by clicking on the ad or by searching. They're interested in learning more or maybe interested in buying a product. But after they land on your website, they don't know what to do. And for this reason, they leave. Have you been in a situation when you're coming to a business or an office because you're looking for something specific, but you leave because you don't know what to do there? You couldn't find the reception in the office, for example, or you didn't see anyone that you could ask for help, no guidance. Your website may look very familiar to you and you know how to navigate it, but your visitors are seeing your website for the first time. You need to keep that in mind. First thing why they would leave your website is because of the bad navigation. You may not have a navigation at all, or it might not make sense. Just be logical. You need to guide your new visitors who have never seen your website before. Usertesting.com is one of the services you can use to get recorded sessions by real people to figure out how users use your website. Even experienced designers and marketers don't know how their users will use their website. I'm sure you saw something like this. The second thing is too many CTAs, too many call to actions. They don't know what to do and where to go. They don't see a clear path. You provoke them to make hard decisions between those actions. You need to eliminate everything that makes them think. Yes, thinking is not a popular thing these days. Do all you can to answer all of their questions to prevent them from making decisions. Make sure your visitors have one choice at a time. The experience should be very smooth and simple. And finally, the last thing is an empty page or no call to action. An empty page doesn't mean you have a blank page. It means that you don't have the right elements, or maybe you don't have a clear call to action. This is like walking into a room that's empty, or walking into a bank that has no clerks. Your website needs to engage with your audience from the time your visitors landed on your website. All of the elements have to be there for a reason, and call to action elements has to be useful and clear. Today we spoke about 6 reasons why visitors leave your website and how to keep them around. I hope you learned something and will take action. Remember, if you want to take action, everything you've learned is a waste. So please don't waste your time. And the first action you can take now is subscribe to our channel and like this video if it was helpful. I wish you all the best. See you next time.